YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Yes, indeed. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. It is a Tarot Tuesday, which means we are going to be doing some fabulous tarot readings tonight. Is it just me, or is it starting to get nippy? Here in the UK, it's just starting to get that bite of late autumn, not quite early winter, but it's just feeling it. I'm just feeling it on the outskirts. Good evening to you if you are joining us here live tonight, and also good evening to you if you're part of the replay crew. I've got to say, there's quite a few of you do watch this on replay, so good evening and massive massive loves and hugs to all of you. Patricia's here. Hello, my darling, one of our lovely moderators. How are you doing tonight, Patricia? How are you doing this fabulous week? Is it cold where you are? I bought a new scarf look in a charity shop in Selby, and I was like, oh, I love that. It's right up my hippie street. And then today, in fact, I'm going to. I don't know whether I'm cold or whether I'm getting a cold, but I'm just starting to feel it today. I don't know. And this back room is a little bit colder than the lounge. So yes, anyway, good evening to Holland from Blue Chalice. I love the fact that is now your official YouTube name. Oh, I've got a dodgy light in this back room. Actually, I quite like it a little bit darker like that. That's quite funky. Good evening to Ultra Ego Wisdom. It's cold there. You're sat with your blanket wrapped around you. Funnily enough, I said to Rufus earlier, I said, is it just me or is it getting nippy? And he said, oh, I'm not cold. It says the guy that's been out of the house for the last 2 days, just wearing shorts and t-shirt. And there's me. I went and bought a new winter coat, didn't I? Again, in a charity shop in Selby. But I went and bought a new winter coat because I was like, oh, it's chilly. And he's just like walking around in jeans and t-shirt. He doesn't sort of seem to feel the cold at all. And there's me going, is it nippy? Is it just me? Is it my circulation? So yes. So anyway, good evening to Shivani as well. I haven't quite got the blanket wrap round, but it is getting to the point where we need to get the boiler check done and make sure that everything is nice and warm, if that makes sense, for the coming season, because we're getting there, aren't we? We're getting there. Soon be Christmas. I know, right? It will soon be New Year. Anyway, good evening to all of you if you are watching. We're going to be doing some tarot readings. I don't know. Oh, I tell you what, What candle are we lighting today? I know Brian is still in the healing process from some surgery. It's one of those. Hang on a second. You gave up and asked Alexa. Really? Our heating isn't linked to Alexa yet. I haven't quite gone that far. Thinking about it. It's one of those fierce lined weighted ones, very warm but extremely heavy. That would be nice to be sleeping in, I guess. So yeah, so we went and got whey today. Evening, everyone, says Shivani. Lovely to have you here, my darling. We went and got whey today at Slimming World, as we normally do. But because we had an appointment this morning, and I've got appointments tomorrow morning, so we've had to get up early and do things and actually be like normal human beings. So we had to go out today early and go into town and all of that stuff. So we went around the market, got some lovely beef, a bit of brisket for computer. Backroom light to 5%. Computer, backroom light to 5%. There we go. Anyway, I got a lovely bit of brisket for dinner, which Rufus is cooking now. So it's all delicious and yummy. No, we haven't. We've got a bit of brisket for tomorrow's dinner. That's what I was trying to say. Because Rufus is preparing it now for tomorrow's dinner. Anyway, you don't need to know about any of that. But when we got home, he was like, oh, I'm a bit tired. I was like, yeah, me too. So we had a little nap in the afternoon. Not good. Having a nap halfway through the afternoon, and then I was all snuggled in bed, like cuddled into Rufus's arms like this, and I was like, do we have to go to Slimming World? Can't we weigh in next week? I was like, I'm too cozy. Brian's ordered you to stay home today. So you've spent most of the day on the bed cuddling the cats. That's good. I was talking to somebody else today about having some cat cuddles. In fact, actually, it was last night as well. My brain isn't quite working. About how pussycat cuddles were a very valid thing and a very good way of healing. So yes, right. So what color candle do we need today? I think we're going to go with a green candle. In fact, look, there's one already prepared. And oh bugger, I've left my tea lights in the other room because the tea light that I had this past Sunday in here didn't want to light at all, and I've lost another bag of tea lights somewhere. So yeah, right. Anyway, let's light the green candle. Will you light my candle? We are going to be doing the candle club for members, as part of the coffee club crew. I am absolutely, I love this idea. We are going to have like a midweek when I'm not on the stream. We're going to do, because I'm normally in this room multiple times a week doing bits and pieces and organizing stuff. So whenever I'm in here, I tend to have a green candle lit because it's my witchy room, just for general health and healing. And so we're going to do like a prayer book like you have in the churches, for people that, you know, send prayers to so and so who needs healing or whatever it may be. And I really like the idea that we had on the members only chat about having this as a coffee club perk, and where each time I send the email out or put the post up on the page, everybody can then say, I would like some healing energy for myself. I would like some love energy for, you know, Auntie Pauline or whatever it is. You know, you can do all of these different things. So I think that's going to be really cool. Anyway, tonight's tarot, we are using the vice versa deck. I love the I love the fact that I'm showing you it and it's in a leather case, and you go, here's the deck I'm using, and everyone's like, it's just a black case, Lise. It's just a black case. But yeah, it's funny. My brain sometimes, and I don't think there's anything else I need to say that. It is a good idea, isn't it, Holland? I was thinking that we could do like different color candles depending on what the different sort of what people's needs are. So I could normally I always light a black candle as well. So we might do that on the secondary candle. But I want to get some colored tea lights as well, because then in the little tea light holder there, I could put the colored tea lights. I know, right? It's almost like I'm getting organized or something. I mean, it's not, but you know, almost. Anyway, so we've got the vice versa deck tonight. And I've also got, for some reason, I pulled the Thelema deck out of the kit as well. So a proper throwback with the Thelema deck, because I've not used this in a while. But I've got to tell you, I have been looking on their Amazon, and I found an Amazon seller that had loads of tarot decks, various prices, but they had some for like £8 or £9, and I was like, okay. Went all through, and it looks completely legit. The boxes are genuine. There hasn't got the QR code on them. And it's only when I went into the product information, like 3 layers deep, that it's like, this deck does not contain a guidebook. And I was like, yeah, you know what that is? That's a little fake Chinese deck, which I've got no problem with other people buying and using and everything else. But I can't bring myself to do it. I just can't bring myself to get one knowingly. But anyway, there we go. So we are gonna open up the first round very soon. So if you would like a tarot reading, there's 2 ways to do it. The first way is to send a super chat with your question in the super chat. That automatically gets picked up and will automatically come through to myself on a starred system. I say automatically. Normally I have to get one of the moderators, or one of the mods will go, excuse me, Lisa. Excuse me, Lisa. Excuse me. There is a super chat. And I go, oh, is there? Oh, yeah. Quick query. What color candle for self-love? I would say it depends what self-love you are wanting. If you're wanting just to kind of, right, we're all adults. So if you are wanting the sort of self-love that will put a bit of a kickback in, maybe a bit of self-touchy-feely time, a bit of you time, a bit of masturbatory time, then I would go with red for lusty candles to reignite that flame. If you're wanting self-love as in I just need to be kinder to myself, then I would always go for pink. You're right. Because for me, like rose quartz, that kind of soft, delicate pink, for me, that's a very loving, emotionally sort of connected energy. And so the candles I use reflect the way that I think about the energy. The red is that fiery passion. So if you're wanting to reconnect with a bit of the that element of your life, then I would absolutely like red candles. But you could also like purple would also work for self-love if you've got a purple candle, because that tends to be like, if you think of amethyst, for me purple is spirituality, which is why, you know, this room is decorated purple, the walls are purple, most of the lights are purple. It arrived today. Thank you. I got a message from Rabina as well to say that that she'd got her package, so that's cool. So yeah, so that would be my thinking. I tend to work with a similar range of correspondences for candles, for the crystals, for any other color therapy, anything else like that. I tend to work in a very similar pattern, purely and simply because it's easier for me to remember that then. And I think, oh, what color candle do I need? Well, what crystal would I use? You know, if I would use like for calming, except for calming, I wouldn't use like a tiger eye, a brown or a sludgy sort of color. I would go for a calming one. I'd go for like a soft blue. Again, that really nice sort of watery powder blue type color. So yes, you could check your books, but you're comfy. Do you know what? I do that all the time. And normally it's when I've got my phone in my hand and I just go, Google it. What did Scott Cunningham say about this? Because again, even though I'm not Wiccan, I still go by a lot of Cunningham's early teachings. Because again, that was kind of like one of my early books and one of my early authors into witchcraft. I've tightened up my coffee cup too tight. There we go. That I kind of that was like the first author, my first teachings. So I guess that's always going to be a bit of a fallback. Can you see the steam coming off this? Look at that. Oh, it's like fiery volcanoes. Look at that. Oh, Mordor. And I made this over an hour ago. This is how good. These are the new Costa cups for this season. The metal ones. They do a plastic one as well, but the metal ones are so good. Heat insulated. No warmth in my fingers at all, unfortunately. Rufus has got one of their other ones, and his warms up on the outside. So this is so cool. There we go. You often go by a make do with what you have. Yeah, I mean, that works as well. That absolutely works as well. And there's certain universal things in most sort of areas of witchcraft. So like in the same way a rosemary can replace most other herbs in a working. If you've got a clear quartz crystal, which, you know, just literally sat right in front of me, if you've got like a whether it's a tumble stone or whatever, a clear quartz crystal can replace most other crystals. But you know, if you want a special something like a little sodalite thumbstone thing for stress, that can be really nice. But if you haven't got a sodalite thumbstone, then use a quartz crystal. And in the same way, it hasn't got the little divots in it like the little thumbstones have, but you can still just rub this and hold this and feel its shape in exactly the same way. So yes. Anyway, shall we start some tarot tonight? I think we should. So if you would like a tarot reading, if you're watching this on the live stream, go ahead, put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and that will be a good start. I will then go and grab one of those questions at random and do that reading. I just saw Patricia's message come up and I'm in the middle and it's just thrown me off track, because this is why I don't read with the live chat on. So go ahead and do that. If you want to guarantee that your reading is next, then you can send it via a super chat of any amount, and that will come through to me on the system, and I will get that picked up and you will be next. Multiple super chats, we'll go through those in turn until we've done all of those, and then we'll open up another round for a free reading. My advice, as always, is select and copy your question, and then if you aren't selected on this on the first open round, then wait until we open the second and the third and blah blah blah, and just copy and paste it in. That would be my advice. The Patricia's put the details there, look, into the live chat. Thank you very much for that, Patricia. And I will open a round now. I'm going to play a video in a couple of seconds, but you can tell that the round is open as soon as you see this message on the bottom of the screen to request a reading. That tells you how to do it. So go ahead and do that while I just catch up on Patricia's message. You've got his books and you'll recommend them to everyone. Have you read the biography by his partner? No, I haven't. No, I haven't. I haven't read that. Oh, I'm going to have to hunt that down. I'm going to have to hunt that down. No, I haven't read that. I'll have to have a look. Computer, set a reminder.
What's the reminder for?
Have a look for Scott Cunningham's biography.
When should I remind you?
9:30 tonight. There we go.
Okay, I'll remind you at 9:30 p.m.
Yay! So yes, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that at 9:30 when we finish on the stream. Neil's here as well. Good evening, Neil. I hope you are well. Right then, everybody, go ahead and put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, or send it via a super chat if you want to do that, and guarantee that you are the first cab off the rank. Okay, right then, let's have a little look-see. Jack Griffith, you're the only one that's put a question in, so you by default are the first cab off the rank, so thank you very much for that. Shivani's just popped Shivani's in as well. Damn it. Do you know what I'll do, Shivani? I'll do yours straight after Jack's. There you go. We'll do both of those, one after the other, and then I'll open up a second round. Yeah, I agree. Patricia says to Neil, I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're doing better. Well, doing better as well. I've got to tell you, Neil, I've filmed a little video for you today. Yes, I know, right? Me and Rufus filmed you a special video. Boom chicka wow. No, nothing. Nothing like that. We went into the Corn Exchange. Rufus has never been in the Corn Exchange, so we went into the Corn Exchange in Leeds, and I showed you what it looks like now. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's kind of back, but not. but kinda. It's very cool. It's very cool. And I'll send that over to you via the snappy chatty thing. Right then, so Wispy for tonight. Good evening. The bell is to signify the cleansing of the space. The wind chime is to bring in Wispy. Wispy is a air elemental that I work with. And yes, so you would like a general reading. Okie dokie. So then, Jack, we'll do a general reading. So let's bring in the card cam, bring it down a little bit and change the settings across. La 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 la. I'm feeling very zen today, very chilled out. Oh, also, I did forget that I've got a little light. I don't know how to trigger it. How do you trigger the lamp bit on here? Where do I press? Oh, don't make me move it. Hang on, I'm going to have to move it. Where did you press? Oh. There we go. One. Does it go brighter? Oh, it does. There we go. There we go. I realized watching Sunday's stream back that the little, although I like the background being a little bit darker for the streams. Oh no, come on, don't play up. No. Oh no, webcam. What is happening? Right, let me go back to this one. Let's try that again. Come on, card cam. Come on, I've got faith in you. Oh no. It doesn't like the camera being, the thingy being on. Why? What have I done? Oh, hang on. Maybe that cable. There we go. Hold on, everybody. Sorry, bear with. Right, it looks like I lost all cameras. Bear with me just 1 second. Let me see if I can reconnect. Right, okay, let's not panic. This is why you should never turn a camera on the first time. And now it's coming up that USB device is not recognized. And I don't know which of these it is. Right, so bear with me. If I disappear, it's because I've pulled the wrong one. Like, no, that is card cam USB. Right then, come on, come back in, card cam. You're plugged in. Come on, card cam. Come on. Please find it. Yay, we're back. Right, quickly press the light. Where is it? There it is. 1, 2, 3. So there we go. Right. Oh, geez. That was a bit of a panic then. But we're fine. We're sorted. Jack, don't panic. We're here. It's all good. So then let's... Oh, dear. Right, Wispy, I tell you what. All the cleansing. God, Lord. Good lordy lorks of mercy. Right, there we are then. So, Jack, let's have a look. Wispy, Jack just wants to know a general reading, please. So we'll do you a 3-card reading, and we'll do you the... I'll tell you what, we'll do you the where you are now in life, what you need to know, and what opportunities are coming your way. I'm using the vice versa deck. And as always, whenever I use this deck, I just realized as well that top card flew. So that card is the 9 of Pentacles, is your clarifying card. So what does the 9 of Pentacles show? It shows finances. So it's a key card for finances. Okay, that's the thing I'm going to have to be careful of, is they put that light on. It's very reflective. But there you go. It's a key card for finances. It's a key card for work and effort. And it almost feels like you've accomplished something. Something is coming to an end because you finished that task. So it could be a project. It could be a a job. It could be all sorts, but something very much is coming to an end. There's the cut. I always cover it up with this deck because it's a double-sided deck. So this becomes what would be the back of the cards. So that is the front. And there we go. And then let's look at the cards that we have. So then we have the 4 of Pentacles in the where you are now. Now, this is the 4 of Pentacles in its kind of reversed aspect. And this is basically talking about that. I think there's a bit of, whilst whatever this project is finished, it feels like there's a bit of stability that's now becoming boring. It's like you're kind of, hang on a second, let me just make sure I'm on the right screen. It kind of feels like your energy is stagnating, and it's just not moving forward very much, partly because it feels like you finished the task, but also it's kind of like this card is, so the fours for me are very much about stability, and this is really talking about, okay, everything's now stable, everything's ticking over, but it's not very exciting, it's not very kind of, there's not a lot left to do, which is fine because you can keep ticking over and you can keep just getting the paycheck. But if you're not stimulated, then what are you going to do, you know, within the workplace, within that financial realm? What are you going to do? What is going to spark that really exciting time? And one of the options, we've got the Six of Cups reversed. Now, the Six of Cups is talking about, in a lot of times it's talking about bringing a community together and having, so this is what the standard one would say, but it's talking about having the, like, bringing people together, bringing people around. But this way round, it's on the darker aspect. So it's saying that it almost feels like you're being judged and that you can't enjoy what you've accomplished. Does that make sense, Jack? So it's like this person here is supposed to be this person's father. So the story of this card, these two are a couple, like he's walking down and goes, oh, hello, and this person's like, oh, hi, you look rather attractive, you look rather attractive too, shall we date? Yes, we are now dating. So there's this whole story about it, and then we've got this later on in the evening, she's still not come home, and so because she's still not come home, the father's now looking, going, where is my child? Oh no, who's that ruffian she's out with? And so basically that's the story of this. So, but it's this judgment element, it's that element of, you know, not being free to do the things that you want to do. So again, this feels very much career wise. So this card could be pointing, because it's a clarifying everything, it could be pointing that actually there are some career moves coming for you. There is some change, or there is some, you know, you might be going on to bigger, better things, because it does feel like where you are is quite stagnant. And then we've got the Justice card. Now, this is the back of the Justice card. The standard Justice you often see is a bit more like this. This has got that sort of Egyptian motif, but you quite often see the robed figure with the sword and the scales of justice. In this way round, we've still got the scales and the sword and that Egyptian iconography, but we're at the back of the throne now. This is the back of it, and it's saying that for me, this is talking about judgment being, having been already passed. So judgment has already been passed down, and for me, that's something you need to bear in mind, because this is in the opportunity position. So if there's anything legal, any career move legally that you can do, I don't mean like, you know, stop breaking and entering and you know, I don't mean that legality, I mean like in the legal field. If there's anything there like that you can do, that's well suited. But also this element of justice in the workplace, could it be that this stagnation is due to a lack of input, or a lack of new projects, a lack of promotions at work? Because if so, this can be the driving one. So if there is an area where you can get involved, you could be getting involved in legal aspects, you could be getting involved in something like the unions, anything like that. But there is definitely something here about changing careers, or being at the end of one career looking to move on. And this card is about being quietly judged by the people around you. This is a community judgment, and for me, this is talking about maybe people aren't okay. Thank you, Wispy. Thank you, Wispy. People are judging you in the workplace, or in that area, and they are judging you in that area, and you've already been judged, and it's like people are a bit suspicious or a bit concerned. Okay, so whatever this work thing is, judgment's already been passed, which is like an injustice to you, if that makes sense. It's like they've already made up their minds, regardless of what you do. That scale has already been, because this scale here is on the ground. It's already been weighed out. Do you know what I mean? Right. Hopefully that makes sense. And yeah, definitely an opportunity here an opportunity here with that justice card is to go and maybe look at things from a different perspective, in terms of how you deal with the people around you in the workplace. I hope that makes sense. It's a very confusing card, but I hope that makes sense. And yeah, hopefully that helps. Right. I did see, thank you to I think it was Patricia that sent a message. Shinane Demdike, the Wiccan Midnight Crafter, because you've Q-jumped, I will bump you just ahead of Shivani on the list. Shivani, you will be up straight after this one from Shinane Demdike, the Wiccan Midnight Crafter, Sarah. It's a long name. It's a long name. I don't know whether Sarah is your name or whether the whole thing's your name. Let me have a look. And it says, question, hi Lisa, found your channel today and now caught your live. Can you please let me know what I should be focusing on? Absolutely, my darling. We'll have a look at that for you. I'm going to, because you've donated, I'm going to pull the card cam further up. And I tell you what, I've had an idea tonight as well. So I'm feeling the Thelema deck. I don't know why. It's a bit easier to read this one because you've got the standard backs, so it's a bit easier to shuffle and to organize. But what I'm going to do in a second is I have all of these talismans from Witch Casket, right? And they've all got different a bag in a bag. I'm very organized, look, very, very organized. So I put a bag in a bag in a bag in a bag in a bag, or something like that. Now these individual talismans, they're lovely. So we've got one for spirit, one for, hang on, I forget which way round they are, one for earth. Well, basically it's all the elements. You can see what they are, right? And what I'm going to do is an elemental reading, right? So I can discard these two up here because they're out of shot. I can discard these two because they've got their backs to us, which means the element that we need to be focusing on for you, my darling, I don't know whether you can see there, is the element of fire. So fire. Oh, I just pressed the button and made the motion and nothing worked. That shows just how technical gremlins we've still got. Fire for me is talking about lust and passion and things that are of the heart, but things that drive us, that driving element forward. And it's funny because when I saw these, I was thinking, how am I going to use those? And today I was like, it's going to be a casting thing. I know exactly how to use them now. So we've got fire elements coming up, and so Wispy, what we are wanting, come on, stream. Oh, my stream deck is running very slow. What we are wanting is Shinane Demdike, the Wiccan Midnight Crafter, Sarah, is wanting to know, can we please let them know what they should be focusing on? That's what we want to do, Wispy. Okay, so then here we go. There we go. So fire, what are your passions? What elements, not what elements, but what things drive you the most? What is giving you that spark to get up and do things? Let's have a look. I tell you what, we'll do a 6 card. We'll do the inverted. We've got the world, we've got the 3 of swords, and we've got the, oh god, come on brain, the 4 of wands. Do I need to bring this down a little bit? Yes, I do. There we go. Look, so the world, the 3 of swords, and the 4 of wands. And then the connective tissue between these, we've got the 8 of wands and the 2 of pentacles reverse. So interesting, we've got a couple of reversals. And then the root of it all is the 10 of pence. Right, so let's have a look at this. So this is in the past position. Let me just go and click on my there we go. So that's the standard world image coming up. Look, and in fact, I'll tell you what. Let me take this off the screen so you can see a little bit clearer. So the standard world image is showing you this figure in a portal. This deck is kind of gone a bit more obvious than that. The portals are all around. So for me, the world is a time of, it's a card of completion. It's like you've completed one whole cycle and it's time to start again. It's time to reinvigorate, resurrect, recuperate, all of those things. It's time to come back in and start over, really start focusing again on what it is that you want to be doing. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just going to take a slurp of coffee. So yeah, absolutely. This is talking about, like, I don't know whether you've accomplished something recently and had it signed off, or you've, you know, maybe completed, I guess by the name with the Wiccan Midnight Crafter. If you are Wiccan, then I don't know whether you've just finished doing your Book of Shadows or you've just got to the end of a learning chapter. For me, that's what the world represents. It's like the world is literally now at your fingertips, but also now's the time to move on. It's like this is graduation, if you like. And so now is the time to put that into practice. But the portals are a massive clue, because the portals are literally saying, step through, step into that new life, step into that thing that you've manifested. Okay, so like you've manifested a difficult work schedule, but you've come out the other side of that. Now step into living that, you know, CEO lifestyle or boss babe lifestyle or whatever it is for you. Now is the time to step into it. Like, you've worked hard, you've completed it. What's next? And now you're starting over on a whole new chapter. So it's similar for me to the death card in terms of that big rebirth, but this is far more about you've accomplished everything, you're graduating, whereas the death card doesn't necessarily have that connection. In the present, so this is your surface level, this is subconscious, and this is root. So we've got the Three of Swords reversed. Now, to me, Three of Swords is always heartache. Whichever way we slice and dice it, whatever the deck is, it's always the heartache card. So I don't know whether you've been through a breakup with somebody in a relationship, or whether you've gone through a disconnect in another way. Maybe something that you were passionate about has ended, and it's time that you are now kind of looking to refocus. The fact that this is reversed is saying that I don't think this was your decision. I don't think you naturally kind of went, do you know what, I'm done with this, I'm out. It kind of feels like somebody else or the situation was done, and now you've decided to move forward. And then we've got in the future position, the card to come, we've got the Four of Wands. Now this is such a serene looking card. The Four of Wands, for me, is all about peace, stability, and that whatever this turmoil is that you've gone through, this is now, and now we're into a calm place again. Because the fours are like, again, I think I said earlier, like table legs or chair legs. So the fours give you that stability. Wands for me is all about your sense of self, your sense of security. So when you put the two together, it means you're quite settled in who you are and settled in your ability. You're in who you are as a person. You're settled, and you are, not that you have settled, but you are settled, and you've got that sort of calmness. So it's almost like this card was an emotional upheaval, and now you're moving on from that into a place of, as I say, serenity was the first word that came to. Now, in terms of the connective tissues, we've got the Eight of Wands that is connecting the world to the Three of Swords. So I think this was one of those. So I always depict this card as each of these wands have been thrown up in the air. Okay, and then you get to pick and choose the ones that you take forward. Nothing here is locked down, nothing here is in position. And so when we're talking about your sense of security and your sense of confidence, it really is saying, do you know what, one of these might represent physicality, one of these might represent, I don't know, the way you do your hair in the morning. This one might represent, you know, how you've got over the fact that you never got a degree. This one might represent the fact that, I don't know, you know, you didn't get married before the age of 30 like you always planned, whatever it is, right? So you've got all of these bits that make up us, and they're positives, they're negatives, but they're all generally in that big melting pot. And for me, the 8 is when we get to choose and we get to take forward those wands, those elements of our lives that are important and that are right for us. So the fact that it's coming up after the world, when there's a big like completion cycle here, and coming up with that 3 of Swords, it feels like it's quite a big, this has been a big journey into where you are now. And it's like there's been, whether this was completely unexpected, the heartbreak card, or not, it kind of feels like there is this journey of discovery that you've been going on, and that actually the heartache here is been part of that, but that it's also been leading you forward even more. Now, interestingly, the connective tissue between the heartbreak card and the serenity is a 2. So all 2s for me represent a couple or 2 people coming together. This is the 2 of Pentacles. So again, I've got to love the way this deck is depicted, because we've got the fool, if you like, the clown, with these 2. And is that a boat in the background, in the distance, possibly? And you've got them on a pier, on a sandy beach. I love it. Love, love, love. But this is reversed. So it's talking again about whatever this separation is, whatever this heartache that's been caused. Again, it may well be a workplace incident, because this is coming up with the 2 of Pence. So it could be that there was a falling out with somebody in the workplace, or falling out with a friend rather than a lover or partner, but it very much is linked. So we've got this heartbreak coming in with this separation, with the reverse 2 into that, now leading you into a much more positive place to come. So I do think where you're headed in the next couple of weeks, next month or so, you're going to start feeling that kind of almost rebalancing. Does that make sense? Almost like your equilibrium is back. Now, the root of all of this, what is guiding you most at the moment, we've got the 10 of Pentacles. Now, you regular people on the channel will know, regular subscribers will know that I always define the 9s as full and the 10s as spilling over. So the 10s is overflow. Now, this is work, career, finances. So I do think that there is an element here of you maybe working too much, trying to do too much, trying to work too hard on whatever project it is. Now, it does feel that it's connected, because if you look, we go down and we go up. So we connect to the past and we connect to what's coming via this root card. So the way that the world and the 8 is here tells its own sort of 3-way story. So again, we go the world, the 8 of Wands. So this element of completion, looking for something new around the workplace. And then we have this workplace element again with this separation or this disconnect with a work colleague, leading to serenity. So I do think that all of this is really is tying up and lying together in a really interesting story. And for me, this spread always does that. I think it's a fascinating spread. And it's one that I invented, so it's why I find it even more fascinating. But yeah, hopefully that makes a bit of sense. Let me just have a little look in the live chat. I don't know whether you've commented. No, there's no comment there, but yes, let me have a look. So then, Cheyenne Demdike, the Wiccan Midnight Crafter, hopefully that makes some sense to you. The element here that drives all of this isn't Earth, which we would normally represent with the Pentacles, but it is that fire element. So I think you are wanting this restart in the past. I think you are wanting to really like progress and really move forward. So if this is a new career path for you, it's like this is really something that is burning now deep within you. It's something that is absolutely firing you up. But just remember, the 10 is overflow. So a bit like most people's representation of the 8 of Pentacles is burning that candle at both ends to meet the deadlines. This can be just as bad. Okay, focusing, what is it they say? All work and no play makes Jane a dull girl. There's an element of that here. an element of that here. Just be a little bit careful, my darling, but hopefully you can take that reading, and that is going to be your reading for tonight. Right then, I've got one more reading in on the list to do, and that is for Shivani. So Shivani, my darling, we're going to do your reading next. Everybody else, if you would like a reading, stand by, because I'm about to open a round after Shivani's reading. And if you want to guarantee that your reading is up next, you can do as... Oh, hang on. That's my bad shuffling look. If you want to guarantee, is that the only one? No, there's another one there. Look, if you want to guarantee that your reading is next, then you can send your reading via a super chat. And yes, you think it's to do with your witchcraft. It could well be, my darling. It could well be. Be careful of that Two of Pentacles. That, because again, work and effort are linked. So if it's not career, then it's something that you are putting effort into. So if that is your witchcraft element, then yeah, it feels like you've come of age with that Queen, big changes. And then there is that Three of Swords. So there is that heartache element. So whatever that is, it could be realizing that the things you were told as a child, many of us that have come to witchcraft came through other organized religions at some point. So it could be the denial of that, or it could be, there's lots of things that Three of Swords can represent, linked in with heartache. But that 10 of Pentacles there with that fire, it's interesting that you're Sagittarius, and that's the fire symbol, the fire element. But that there, I find really, really fascinating. So that 10 of Pentacles driving you forward, making you want to do everything and having that passion. Just be careful you don't burn too bright, okay? Because the brighter the candle burns, the quicker it burns out. So just be careful. I've seen many people come into the craft and then want to, start making fire in the palm of their hands and then get very disillusioned when that doesn't happen. But hopefully, my darling, that makes sense. And yeah, I hope you can take that reading. Right then, Shivani, we're going to move on to you. Here we go. Wispy, this is a 3-card reading, Wispy. Shivani, oh gosh, see, look, I can... What did I start saying at the beginning of this stream tonight? It's cold. My hands are chilly. I thought it was just me, but no, you can tell I'm like bleh. Oh yeah, I'm trying to make up an excuse for not being good at shuffling. So what's the excuse been for the last 28 years then, Lise? I know, right? Did I just see a card that was round the wrong way? Yes, I did. Look at that. It's because I'm chucking them all over the place. Right. So then, see, literally, they're falling out of my hands. So then, Shivani, Wispy, Shivani is getting married in August 2024. It's an arranged marriage, but the guy is really nice. But still, Shivani is really scared how your life will turn out to be. Could we do a reading for you? So what we want to know, Wispy, is we want to give Shani, my God, my words are not coming out tonight. We want to give Shivani a bit of an idea of what is to come. What I would say, Shivani, in all honesty, because of the way the Akashic records work with Wispy, because of the way we don't see that far into the future, it's probably, it's probably too soon to be able to see how all of that's going to pan out, because it may well be that what happens in the next year could guide where you're going in the next 10 years. So it could be in the first year of marriage, you might be like, oh, I'm really not sure. But okay, let's, learn to live with each other and learn to love one another. Or it could be that in your first year of marriage, you're like, oh my God, he's everything I've ever wanted a husband to be. And yay, I'm so happy. Let's have 15 kids immediately. You're not going to know that until you're married. So like, you've still got loads of things that can happen between now and then for that to change and for you to change the way that the tides are going at the moment. So what I would say, my darling, is I will do you a reading for like the next for the period of time up to August or up to the end of the year and try and give you a little bit of food. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do, right? I'll pull you an element card. So then this is a little bit different that I'm doing tonight. I'm trialing something. So Wispy, what we want, oh, I did press. Wispy, what we want is an element token Okay, we want to give Shivani some idea of what is happening. Or on the element will represent what Shivani needs to maybe focus on in the for the rest of this year. Okay. Oh, right. Now then, I don't know whether you can see on that, but we've got all of these are upright, which means the one standout token, the one standout card is this one, which is the air elemental. So because this is the only one that is different, it's the only one that stands out. None of the others floated anywhere like you saw on the previous reading. This air elemental, for me, air is talking about swords, right? So swords in tarot is the air element. So this is the sword equivalent. And air is talking about challenges, and it's talking, or at least the swords are talking about challenges and hurdles. This is reverse, Shivani. So my absolute gut instinct is immediately saying, look, just chill. Just chill. Try not to worry too much. Try not to panic too much. There's nothing to worry about, because all of these other ones were upright and this is reversed. So this is literally saying to me, just chill. Just let it go. Have a bit of faith. Have a little bit of understanding that the universe will only ever give you what you can handle. And then try and kind of, you know, cross bridges when you get to them. Don't try and kind of freak out this far in, you know, this far into the engagement. You've got plenty of time before that's going to happen. But we're going to see, we'll do you a 3-card read to see whether that backs that up. Okay, my darling. But my gut instinct is literally saying, just you've got nothing to worry about. Like, just chill. It will be okay. So then let's have a look. I forget how thin these cards were with the Total Tarot collection, but yeah, here we go. Do your drop. And so we're going to look at, again, where you are, what you need to know, and what the opportunity is. So where you are at the moment, Queen of Swords, you're worrying. This, look, swords, worry. It's now like red lorry, yellow lorry. I can't say the word worry anymore. But you're worrying almost over nothing. The Queen of Swords is reversed. So yes, you know, there's a lot of things that could potentially go wrong. But you know what? You could get run over by a milk truck tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? It's like there could be a meteor that comes down, and the only person on the entire planet that gets struck on the head by the meteor is you. You know, stranger things have happened in sci-fi films. I mean, at sea, you know, you could go swimming and get bitten by a shark, even though you're in a swimming pool. Lots of random things can happen. If we worried about every little thing, we'd never leave our homes. We'd never get out of bed. In fact, we'd probably never go to bed, because we're, you know, we'd be so up all night worrying about everything. And I think, again, this is where you are. And I know marriage is a really big step, and I know it's a huge issue. But there's also, have a little bit of faith in the people that arranged it, your family and that arranged it, because I don't think they'd want you to be in a dodgy marriage. And again, worrying about it all before it happens, just kind of go with the flow a little bit. In the what you need to know, the High Priestess is reversed. So the High Priestess is talking about religion, spirituality, and faith. Again, what did I say before this card even come up? Have faith. Now it is reversed. So again, I think you are lacking. You're lacking faith. You're so scared about things that you've lost maybe a little bit of perspective. But the High Priestess is a really lovely card, because it's all about, arguably, feminine power. So this is you saying, do you know what? You've got power here. And I know that you're worried about how your life's going to go and how it's going to turn out, but you know what? You've got this. You've got this element. You've got this strength. You've got the Queen card coming up, and you've got the High Priestess coming up. 2 of the strongest female element cards in the entire deck. It's like arguably the only other card that can rival the High Priestess for that feminine vibe is my gorgeous Empress. That is the only other card. The Queens are all that feminine, nurturing energy, and the High Priestess is that really empowered priestess. So I think that you are literally doing down your power at the moment. You're you've got a lot of energy here. You've got a lot of empowerment. So again, reconnect in the fact that I think the universe would only ever do you a good turn, and you might have to learn some lessons. And I'm not saying that, you know, on day one of getting married, it's going to be amazing. And on day 5,372,000, when you're old and grey, it's still going to be amazing. Of course not. There's going to be ups and downs, but hopefully a few ups and downs if you you know what I'm saying on the wedding night, but you know what I'm saying, right? But hopefully everything will come together in, shut up Lisa, don't say what you're about to say, everything will come together in a nice way. Okay, so then let's look at the opportunity card. We've got the so we've got the nine of swords reversed, right? The opportunity. Have some faith, have some confidence, because at the moment it feels like you're having nightmares and this is keeping you awake. Like, this is not what you need to be doing. The opportunity is to forget these nightmares, to not have these nightmares. Don't worry so much. Yes, this is the card, the element of challenges and hurdles, but you've got two reversed sword cards that are basically saying, look, you don't have to worry about this. You're effectively, you're worrying so much that you're going to cause the very problems that you're worried about. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you're worried about getting poorly, right? You're, oh, I'm really worried about getting poorly. I'm really worried about getting sick. The stress of worrying about getting sick will make you sick. And this is kind of that. It's like if you're panicking so much about what's going to happen way down the line in terms of the marriage, that you're kind of getting to the point where you don't really want the marriage, whereas actually everything could be really lovely. This could be the perfect union for you. Really nice coming together of, you know, two people as one. Think of like with me and Rufus, I talk lovingly about him, but we've had our ups and downs. Of course we have. And it's the same. It's that same thing. But I wouldn't be without him for love or money right now. And that might be you 8 years into your marriage as well. Do you know what I mean? And at the moment, all this worry and all this fear, I think, is stopping you from moving forward. So that is the advice of the cards, my darling. Even in the opportunity card, like, let this go. Let these nightmares go. There's no point worrying about this right now. Let it go. Enjoy it for what it is. Enjoy planning the wedding. Enjoy all of that. And then enjoy the marriage afterwards. And yeah, you're going to get bad days where you argue over nothing. That's called married life. But yeah, hopefully, my darling, that makes a little bit of sense. And thank you ever so much once again for your question and your continued support on the channel, my darling. Right then, hopefully that makes sense. Right, I'm looking on the doodah, and the doodah is saying dingly dingly dang. No, it's not. The doodah is the live chat list. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, absolutely. Look, you get really bad anxiety, which actually makes you sick. Yeah, of course it will do. Of course it will do. Let's have a look. The thing is, you've never been in a relationship before. Maybe that's why you get anxious. It will be. And of course, it's new to you. It's something that is absolutely new. So yeah, just kind of chill, just kind of have, like, it will be a whole new, think of it as a new adventure. Think of it as learning to live with another human being that also has your back and is going to be there for you. Think of it like that, rather than thinking about it being this big scary thing. You're just going to live with someone and share your life with someone and tell them all your secrets, and hopefully they'll tell you all their secrets, and you're going to live happily ever after and have lots of millions of kids. I mean, what's possibly there to worry about, you know? I'm joking, but it does feel like you're worrying over nothing right now. And again, there may be times way into the future that you might have to worry about the status of your marriage, but before it's even happened, it's not the time to worry, my darling. Have a bit of faith. Right, anyway, I hope that helps. Shannon Demdike, the Wiccan. My phone is going off, isn't it? You've just realized you've got those tokens as well. Everything's going off. Gosh, you thought you should know your reading was spot on, as I've been a witch since word dot used to be taken to Pendle Hill, more common. Pedal Hill, more common. Fabulous. That's good. That's good. Right then, everybody. I don't know where that is, so yeah. Right. Hello, everybody. Hello, Code Deb. Hello to you. Hang on, I've clicked it. Oh, I'm having gremlins tonight. Yeah, look at Patricia in the chat. Well done for sharing your path with your children. Absolutely. Negative thoughts or nervous thoughts. Trust your gut. You have time to learn about his virtues and flaws. That makes both of you human. Absolutely, Shivani. Listen, there will be things that really drive you bonkers about him, because there's things about Rufus that drive me absolutely bonkers, but there's things about me that drive him bonkers. And I've changed some of those things because, you know, it's a nice thing to do. I don't leave for example, I don't leave the washing up in a bowl of water overnight and say I'll do it in the morning. I do it that night, or I leave it in an empty bowl, because Rufus really hates putting his hand into cold dishwater to then get the plates out, to then empty the bowl, to then put hot water back in. He hates that. So I've stopped doing that. And there's actually, I'm trying to think, there's not a lot that, no, actually, I was about to say there's not a lot that winds me up about him, but at the moment, because of the misophonia, whatever it is, him just eating an apple in the same room, I want to punch him. But I did get some little ear things that tone that down. But even now, he'll go and take a bite, and then I'll be, oh, hang on, do you want me to eat it in the kitchen? And I'm like, no, I don't want you to eat in the kitchen. Like, this is my issue. You sit on the sofa, enjoy your apple. I'll put my earplug bud things in, the looper type things, the caramel ones. I'll put those in. You enjoy your apple. You know, it's compromise. It's what you do. It'll be fine. Right then, let's have a look at, can we teach Brian that? What's that? Teach Brian what? Compromise. To go with the flow. Or to not eat. Yeah, to not eat. Oh, about the water thing, the washing up thing. It's very hard. It is very difficult. I keep going, because what I used to do would be like, oh, I'll leave it in soak, and then things were getting left in soak for months. Not quite, but you know, they'd be left in soak till the next morning or whatever, next afternoon. And sometimes if the fibro was bad, or if we were super busy, it'll be the next evening before I get around to washing up. Phone, you're annoying as all hell. Let's turn you off. How do I turn the phone off? Hang on. No, that's not it either. Right. I'll just take it off that. Oh, I know. Hang on. I'll put it in airplane mode. That cancels everything, doesn't it? Yay, it's cancelled everything. Right then. I keep forgetting if I can just press airplane mode. Right then, how to empty the dishwater. I thought you said dishwasher. Yeah, absolutely. It's not good, but I now just, you know, I wash up after dinner. If I've cooked, I tend to wash as I go. But I'll wash up after dinner, or Rufus might do it some nights. Generally it's me, because like if he cooks, I wash. If I cook, I wash as I go. And then he's like, I'll do the washing up. It's like, there's only 2 plates. But I'll do it before I go to bed now. I know, right? It's got me well trained. Who'd have thunk it? Right then, should we open another round? Let's see. Don't forget, if you would like a tarot reading, there's a couple of things you can do. The easiest way to get a tarot reading is to send your reading via a super chat. That comes straight through onto the system, and that will get picked up, and I will do your reading. Or you can put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and take your chances. Throw your hat in the ring, throw your name in the hat, and all the other things that you do, and I will grab one of those at random. So this is now your chance to get a reading, however you choose to do it. If we get multiple super chats in, then I will read those in turn, one after the other, until we've cleared those through, and then we'll open up another space in the free round. So that's how you get it. Just in case you didn't hear that, because I do waffle an awful lot, here's a handy dandy video. Okay then, right, we're going to go up and down. So if you've never been here before, when I say up and down, I use the little jog wheel That's what it's called, on the mouse, and I just literally go over the questions. Now, half the time I will accidentally click on one of the mods questions or comments in that section. So hopefully we're not going to, hang on, I'm in completely the wrong place. There we go. Hopefully I'm not going to do that, and we're going with, did I click one? I clicked it. Hang on. Let me star it and put it in the blue box. There we go. Ange, question. Advice for your father about that regret he has about his choice. Okay. Yep, we can do that. So, advice for your father who will do the where you are, what you need to know, an opportunity. That's what we'll do. We'll do that one. Right then. I was just looking at my spread options on here. Do I have to do this every time? Put the little light on. I'm pressing it. Where is it? I thought it was just here. Oh well, it looks like the little light has gone off. Never mind. It's a bit dark on there. Shall we? I tell you what. Let's bring the healing candle in. We'll place the candle just here. There we are. Look. Oh, that's nice. Look, nice bit of candlelight. Just don't forget it's there, Lisa, and burn your bloody cards. Right. Because you know I would be the one to do that, right? You know, if anyone was going to do that, that would be me. So then, Wispy, let's have a little look. So Wispy, Ange wants to have some advice for their father about that regret that he has about his choice. So there's been a choice recently and father is regretting that choice. So what we need is some advice for Ange's father about the choice that he's made and about the regrets. So let's have a look. So where he is now, what he needs to know, and the opportunity, or the I would say the opportunity. Oh, is that going to be the drop? There you go. It feels like it's going to go again. Look, it's trying to creep open there. No, that's the drop. Fabulous. Right then, let's have a look. So where your father is now. Oh, the Fool reversed. Okay, what he needs to know, Queen of Pentacles, and the opportunity is the Page of Swords. Right. Okay. So the Fool, what does the Fool represent? Are we saying that your dad was a fool? Are we saying that? No. The Fool is a start of a new journey. Okay. And the Fool is talking about coming at things from a brand new perspective, starting over, starting from scratch. Now, the thing with the Fool is that this is a journey literally into the unknown, because the Fool is like completely empty, completely naive, completely without any history. And so the Fool is stepping out completely innocent onto this journey. Now this is reversed. So I think that whatever this choice was, it feels very much like your dad. I wouldn't say he had a lot of choices in actual fact. I would say that it was kind of, it feels like whatever was going to happen, whichever way things were going to pan out, he would always be in this place of having to start over. Excuse me. And he would always be having to take these steps into whatever this new area of life is, because the Fool comes along when we're entering a different phase of life, or a different part of our journey. And so the Fool being reversed, I don't think your father A, had much choice in the say, and B, I don't think that I don't think it's something he wants to do, if that makes sense. I know you're talking about regrets. I think he has got regrets, big time regrets, but it was something that was always going to happen, and it just needed to happen. Do you know what I mean? And yes, he's now at the start of this whole new aspect to life's journey, life's big tapestry. He's starting again in some aspects stepping into the unknown, but it wasn't his choice. It was like, it really does feel the lesser of two evils, if that makes sense. It's in the in the what he needs to know, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Now, queens are all about nurturing energy. Okay, so this is all about like caring and compassionate. So whatever this choice was, it feels like it was a difficult decision in terms of, I don't know whether it's financial or work or career or effort, but there's something here because the Pentacles is like career, money, jobs, or a hobby or something you put a lot of time and effort and energy into. Now, the queens are quite important in the deck because they do make a lot of the decisions. They keep a lot of stuff off the king's table because they basically manage all the dross, so the king deals with the bigger problems in the kingdom. But what the queens also do is they're also the ones that bring that sort of compassionate side to the king's decisions, if that makes sense. So what this is saying is that, like, whatever the choice was, whatever that choice is, it's been made with that compassionate element. So if there's something like selling a business, retiring, anything in those kind of lines, then it's talking about, like, it might not be what you want to do, but it's what is right, if that makes sense. It's like, this is the right time, this is the right moment, and this choice, even though it almost feels, to be honest with you, Ange, like it's a what's it called? Like a not a ghost, like a fake choice. It's like there is no real choice. He knows that this is the right thing to do, and he knows that this is, like, with his heart and his mind, he knows this is the right thing to do because we've got the Queen here. But actually he'd prefer not to have to make this choice in the first place. Do you know what I mean? So it's almost like whatever happens, he's made the right choice, and it is the right choice, but it's still going to come. It's like this choice is -7 on the happiness scale. The other choice will be -24. Do you know what I mean? Either way, it's a minus score on the happiness scale, if that makes sense. And in the opportunity, we've got the Page of Swords. Now, swords can be challenges, and also they can be ideas, because that's what the air element, swords represent air. Air represents challenges and ideas, but challenges can sometimes be really tough, but they also make us grow. A challenge makes us grow. We learn, we develop, we move forward, we continue to evolve through those challenges in life. And it's like, I often say that if nothing ever changed, we would stagnate. Our entire life would stagnate, and that is worse. Sometimes we need a bit of a challenge. The Page, though, is giving us that youthful, naive, innocent energy, very, very similar to the Fool. So there's definitely something here that is saying that your dad's got this opportunity to start over, but not from scratch. Do you know what I mean? It's like you get to start and to have some new challenges in a new direction, if that makes sense. So there are some positives here, and I think that overall, even though I often see swords as a trouble and strife card, a negative card, coming up in the opportunity, it really does feel like there are some small hurdles now to overcome, and that will give your dad's life a bit of new meaning. Don't know what that represents. Don't quite, obviously can't tell exactly from these three cards as to what area of life it is. But I think, in all honesty, that long term, it's absolutely the right choice. And long term, it feels like he'll be learning some future lessons in the weeks and months to come, and look back at this as being an overall positive, if that makes sense. Anyway, I hope that makes sense, my darling. Let me come back to the other camera and the live chat. Here we go. Okay, you needed to hear that he made a correct choice. Yeah, absolutely. I think he did. That's so sad to hear that he had big regrets. He doesn't show it. Again, it's that thing of, a -7 happiness scale compared to a -24 happiness scale. It's still a minus, but it's the acceptable minus. Do you know what I mean? And it's one of those things that like the fool's journey, the new journey is fab. That's a great journey to be on. It's a learning curve and it's a learning journey. But right when we start that, when we take that first step, it can be a bit scary. And I think that's kind of where he is right now. So yeah. Anyway, with that, my darling, I'm going to say thank you ever so much. And I hope that helps. Right then, shall we open up another round? But I've got to say, before I do, the members only space is up here. buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. That is our members only space here on the channel. Now, what do I mean by members only space? I mean that you can join our membership there from £3 a month if you just want to chip in to help the costs of running the channel. But you can also join our membership for £5 a month, and the £5 Americano members, because it's all based on coffee, because I do have a slight coffee addiction. But the Americano level members also get access to videos early. We have a members only chat every Sunday evening at 6 p.m. that members can get readings from, and they can pick the decks I use and all sorts of fun things like that. But also the members moving forward are going to be part of what we're calling the Candle Club. And basically this I've lit here is a green candle, and we've lit this because one of our moderators, their husband is currently a bit poorly and in hospital, and another one of our mods is currently dealing with an illness, and so we're basically lighting the green candle for that. Another one of our mods is going through some emotional stuff right now and some difficulties to deal with some stuff in life, and again, all of us at various times in our lives need different types of energies and healing. So we've got the green candle lit at the moment. Other times I'll light the black candles for protection, or pink candles for love and sort of loving energy if we need a bit more self-care and self-love. And what we're doing over on the membership space, on the members spaces now, is every time I light one of these candles, in between, so on the live streams I tend to go with the same ones, but midweek I will light a specific candle or two specific candles, probably a protection candle and another color, and I'm inviting the members to send me the names of people that they want me to include as I'm lighting it, because I always send a bit of energy out. Excuse me, I'm burping because I had before I came to do the live, what was I drinking? Cherry Coca-Cola. Oh, cherry Diet Coke. It was nice, but it wasn't. I should have just stuck to a coffee or water. So that's what we're going to be doing on the members only space. So if you would, a bit like a prayer tree in a church, if you would like to have your name or your loved one's name included in that to receive a little bit of that healing energy or a bit of that self-love energy or whatever it is, or if you want it for yourself, that will all be available to the members at the members only space, as well as random pictures, updates and random stuff. And I talk to the members about future video plans and things like that as well. So if you want to be involved, that's the details just up there. With all that being said, let's open up another free round. So if you would like a tarot reading, go ahead and send your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, or you can super chat. I don't know why I do it like that, but super chat. You can send it via a super chat of any amount, and I will pick. I will read that one first. So super chats get priority, and then we go through the live readings. We go through the free questions in the live chat. That's what I'm trying to say, and I will pick one of those at random. So yeah, go ahead and put your question in if you would like a tarot question answered. Bear in mind, you do make all of your own decisions in your own life. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. I don't answer medical, financial, legal, or counseling type questions. This is not that type of support, but if you would like a question answered, go ahead and put that in the chat. That is fabulous. I've got to say, I'm really enjoying the Zen. I'm in a real Zen space today. I think it was that lovely. I had a lovely afternoon nap. Me and my hubby both basically went, oh, it's cold. We had to go out early this morning. And so we both had a little afternoon nap for a couple of hours, just like me snuggled into his arms. And I'm like, oh, that's really nice. And I think it's put me in a really nice Zen mood. Maybe that needs to be a daily thing. Maybe I need a daily hubby hug. Maybe that's what I need. Right then, I'm going to go up and down the questions here, and we're going to pick on this one. No. That's end. Don't end the stream. Gosh, right. Okay, we're going to end. We're going to pick on. We're going to go with this one. Oh no, that's Patricia. Hang on. Right, there we go. So that of these is there 5 questions in. So we're going up and down in this space, and we're picking on this one. Oh, I just highlighted all of them. So I selected and saved all the messages somehow. Right, this one here. What's sheet? No, hang on. I can't read your name. Shellyard. Shelley Lard. I think that's right. Shelley Lard, do you see me getting employed? Okie dokie. We'll ask Wispy, who is our elemental air dragon. I've got mods. I've got an appointment at the opticians next Tuesday. So I should have booked it for earlier so anyway, I've got an appointment at the opticians, so I won't have my eyes fixed by Tuesday, my new gogs, but at least I'm on the way to getting my new glasses, because these ones are just about knackered and dead, and filthy. Why are they so filthy? I don't know, but anyway, right, let's have a look. See, so Shelley Lard, let's have a look. We're going with, oh, hang on a second, I've just seen, can you let me know, do you do the members visa on here? Where, please let me know. We do the membership up here on buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. So if you type that in and go to that site, you can join the membership on there. I'm considering doing the YouTube membership. I really am. The difficulty is I don't know how their members space works from behind the scenes yet, because I've never done that, and we've only just had the channel first stage monetized. It's only just happened. So I don't know how that would work at this moment in time, but yeah. Let me have a look. So then where is my, hang on, I think I've just moved something off I've just moved something off. When I selected everything and copied everything over, I think I've just managed to move one of the video files out of the way. But anyway, never mind. Wispy, Shelley or Shell would like to have a reading, please, a 3-card reading. We want to know, hang on, I've lost the question now because I was faffing around. Do you see Shell getting employed? Do we see Shell getting a job, Wispy? Do we see Shell getting a job? Past, present, future. Oops. See, I put my glasses on because they're tinted. It's really dark. Computer, backroom light to 50%. Computer, backroom light to 70%.
Did you mean backroom light?
Yes. Right, that's a bit better. Right then, here we go, Wispy. I love being able to do this while I'm shuffling. I love to modern technology. It's so good. Is that the drop? That looks like that's the drop. Right then. Thank you, Patricia. Brian Oliver, or Brienne Oliver. I've got a super chat in from you, so I will get to that. Have I? Oh yeah, it's underneath. Brian Oliver. I'll get to that straight after showers. Okay, my darling. So then, in the past position, the 4 of Wands. In the present, the 2 of Swords. Okay, that's understandable. And the 6 of Pentacles. Do you want the long answer, Shell, or the short answer? Because the long answer is yes, and the short the short answer is yes, and the long answer is yes. See what I did there? I made a funny joke, but I ruined it because I didn't say it right. So in the past position, we got the 4 of Wands, right? So this is talking about, I don't know whether you quit a job or whether you were really settled in that job. I think, looking at the way the cards are falling, that you were really comfortable. It was a really nice job. You were settled, because this is that serenity card I said about earlier. It feels very much, you felt secure. Everything was ticking along. Everything was good. And then we get to this moment here where we've got the 2 of Swords, and literally, as you can see, this card for me is all about cross words, crossed swords. So it's about, maybe there was a disagreement. I've got a feeling, just saying from the cards, that I've got a feeling that you were either made redundant or fired for something that probably wasn't your fault, because of the way this has come up. Okay, so it just feels like that job ended. I don't think it was because it was the end of its natural contract. It feels much more with this. It feels much more that you were let go, and that doesn't feel right to you because you were comfortable. Do you know what I mean? It's like everything was going along fine, and then suddenly it wasn't. But we do have coming up for you the 6 of Pentacles, and you can see this is a card that is all based on money. Now, we have got the Scales of Justice here on this version of the deck, and so there is a little element here about maybe there has been a bit of an injustice with this, maybe, and maybe there is something here about rebalancing these scales. So it almost feels, I would not be surprised, and I don't think this is it for 1 second, but I wouldn't surprise me if you were working in Wilco's, for instance, right? And he'd been there for a little while, everything was going really well, and then when Wilco's went bust, you lost your job, which is what this would represent. But then this is like the range coming in, and they're going to be reopening your store soon and rehiring people that used to work there. It's like, it feels like that, because the 6s for me are about community, and the Pence is about money. So it's like there is a community element to you. If in the near future, bear in mind, this is probably before Christmas, I would say. It feels very much like you'll be back in a sort of work family soon. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. It's look, whatever's happened, what for whatever reason you're currently out of work, don't get destroyed by it, right? Don't get disillusioned. Keep faith, keep in faith in yourself, keep moving forward, and keep applying and keep doing all of that, because it really does feel like you've got a really positive outcome. You've just got to keep going until you get there. Okay, but it does absolutely feel that there is more employment coming up, and hopefully coming up relatively soon. So yeah, thank you ever so much for your question, my darling, and I hope that helps. I hope that helps. Let's have a look. So then let me just jump in. Brian, I'll be 2 seconds. I'm just going to jump into the live chat. Hang on a second. I'm going to move the camera. I'm going to have to change cameras again, because with that one there, I can't see the live chat. Do you know what I really wish, right? I might actually, so StreamYard, who I stream through, have this thing where they're like, oh, send us some ideas, send us this. And I'm like, can you please make it so I can move the chat around and I can actually change the position of it? So they're like different bits on a page rather than it being locked in position, because everything else is movable, or at least adaptable, and the chat comes up right here, and I'm like, I can't see. Oh, bear with me. You were walking at Sonic. Oh, fantastic. What's Sonic? Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know what Sonic is. Is it a shop? You had never worked, but you were working at Sonic. Okay. So there is something coming. Welcome, Sarah. How did you find Lisa's channel? Was there a video that hooked you in? Oh, good question, Neil. Thank you. I didn't ask that question. Shane Demdike, the Wiccan Midnight Crafter. Sarah, was there a video that hooked you in? Congrats on the... What is Sonic? Is that... Are you in America? Isn't Sonic like a... I want to say Sonic the Hedgehog themed restaurant, but I don't think it is. Isn't it like a McDonald's-y, Burger King-y type place? Because in the UK, we've really only got McDonald's, Burger King, a few Wimpy's, and maybe a couple of Wendy's. We don't have a lot of choice over here. So yeah, I don't know what a Sonic is. Congrats on the thing, blooming Fibro Frog. You know what you're being, what? Congrats on the thing, blooming Fibro Frog. You know your YouTube being, can't think anyway. I'm happy for you. On the monetization level, yes, thank you. Thank you. We've reached the first threshold with subscribers and the watch time and the number of views and things. So the on the next threshold, which if we keep going the way we're going with new views and people watching the videos and joining in on the live streams and things, if we keep going like that, then we might even hit that early-ish in the first quarter of next year. So that would be amazing, because then we get ad revenue. So all the adverts that you watch currently on the channel are nothing to do with me. They're all YouTube takes all of the money for those. So yeah. Right then, Brian, let's have a look at your question. Oh, hang on. Now you want to get a milkshake from Sonic. So is it not is Sonic not a burger place? I thought Sonic was like a burger place. Do they just do milkshake? Is it like a Dunkin' Donut thing where they do, or like a Baskin Robbins where they do like, is it like 100 different shakes? Sonic sells also, is it just milkshakes then? I did not know that. I did not know that. I did not know that. But thank you. Oh, thank you. You've been binge watching. So you're helping that watch time. Thank you. Right then, Brian, let's go and have a look. You worked there for one day. Oh, my darling. Sonic's a fast food restaurant in the US. Oh, okay. Hang on then. If you worked there for one day, Shao, then come on, brain, bring the cards back to mind. We had the 4 of Wands, the 2 of Swords, and the 6 of Cups. So, oh wow, that was hard. Managed to bring that back, didn't I? So if you've not worked before, then the 4 of Wands could represent where you are now, in that sort of just sort of chilling and having that stability where you don't have to get up and do, go to work and do things like that. The 2 of Swords would represent if there are arguments that you've been having over not having got a job. Do you know what I mean? If somebody's giving you a load of shit for not working, oh, you're never going to, all of that. If someone's giving you hell for that, then that could be what the 2 of Swords represents. But the 6 of Coins, or 6 of Pentacles, coming up in the near future position, I do think keep applying for as many jobs as you can. It really does feel like you will get hired somewhere soon. It's community, so there's lots of people around you with that card. Okay, lots and lots of people around you, lots of people that are that have that vibe, right, of it being like a family employment. So it could even be if there's a family business, like if somebody in the family works for ... company and there are jobs going within that company, it's almost like you're going to work with them. Or if somebody in the family owns a business, you're going to work with them. It's got that sort of feeling about it. So there's some familiarity involved with that 6. Right then, hopefully that helps. Brian, let's have a look at your cards. I did see the question. You're in a rock band. That instantly, you know what we're going to ask you, Brian? Put a I don't know if you can. I don't think you can put comments in, can you? I mean, not comments, links. What I was going to say was, good point, Patricia. Like, put in not the full web address, but put in like Spotify and then like the name of the band for us to search. Because if you put in a link, it doesn't come up on YouTube. But if you put something in like on Amazon Music, search for this, or on, Spotify, search for this, and we'll try and find out. I love rock music, and I'm especially quite liking some modern bands, but don't ask me who they are because I've got no bloody idea. But I do quite like rock music, and I do quite like that alternative vibe. So yeah, put in the chat, Brian, like how we find the band, what the name of the band is, and how we find you. And if you're ever touring in the UK, make sure you bloody well tell me, because I love live music. I don't get to do it very often because fibro these days. I'm a bit poorly, dead, sick, dying, but I'm not sick, dying. We got over the cancer, so that's fine. I'm not sick, dying. We're just a bit old and knackered. That's more true. Yeah. Right then, Wispy. So Brian is in a rock band. And Brian. Oh, by the way, everybody, if you haven't already, dong your bell. And make sure that you have changed the subscriptions to all, so that YouTube lets you know whenever I go live on here or post a new video. There's a new video coming up on Thursday called the Cosmic See You Next Tuesday Tarot, or the Cosmic Charisma, Uniqueness, Nerve and Talent Tarot. So yes, that C word, the Cosmic C word Tarot. And make sure you don't miss it, because one of the suits is very, very interesting. Very interesting. Right then, let's have a look, Brian. What is the future of the rock band you're in? Here we go. Here we go. Wasn't that a PlayStation thing, like Guitar Hero type thing? Didn't they do a rock band version? I'm sure they did. Or maybe that was Xbox. I don't know. I'm old. Right then. So we know that the Three of Pence isn't going to be in your reading. These cards are reversed. No, they're not. They're double-sided, by the way, which is why this is going to be in your reading, but not this way up. So we go. What do you have the time to listen to? No, shut up, brain. Do we do a horseshoe? No, let's do the inverted. I'm loving the inverted triangle, the inverted pyramid at the moment. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Here we go. Lots of reversed cards. Now, so this is a challenge. There are some challenges ahead. Be warned, diversion may be in place. We've got the Nine of Cups. Now, this is interesting because the Nine of Cups this way round is more ethereal and more about desire than this way round, where it's a little bit more about, you know, having achieved things, if that makes sense. So it feels like, because this is reversed, it feels like there's a certain amount of how can I put it, a certain amount of wish fulfillment kinda going on, but like, I think it's made you happy. It's what you've always wanted to do, put it that way. Because it's the Nine of Cups. Sorry, I'm just changing position in my chair if you're wondering what all the noises are. The Nine of Cups is all about emotions, is the cups. The 9 for me is when the emotions are full, 10 is overflowing. So we've got lots of emotions going on here. It is reversed. So I do think that there are probably some mixed emotions with how you feel about the band at the moment, and kind of where you are with it, if that makes sense. It does really feel that there is it does really feel that there is like a lot of, right, I'm just going to say, it feels like your heart's not in it as much as it was, right? Because this is reversed, it feels like in the past you were absolutely 100% gung-ho. You absolutely wanted this band and you were going to commit your time, energy, money, all of that to it. And it now feels that maybe that's kind of not quite the same anymore. Maybe you've got some different priorities. Tell you what, let me pull one of these. Oh, what have we got? What have we got? Right, how would I read that? I would read that. Okay, I would read that if those are the upright, what are we looking at in the reversed? Okay, so earth, money, and fire, passion. The passion's gone. The passion's gone. This backs up this. Look, mods, look, this is working. Look, the passion's gone. So this is fire and earth, right? Earth is money and fire is passion. So with this card here, thank you, Patricia. Thank you, my love. Who was that? Holly WC, I will get to you straight after, my darling. Holly WC, you're up after Brian. Thank you very much for the super chats. But it really does feel, Brian, that your heart's not in it, and it's almost like it's costing you too much money now. The outgoings are not. It's not paying for itself. Do you know what I mean? If you come back and tell me you're in bloody U2 or something, I will be absolutely like, you're the new drummer for Slipknot because they've just not drummer, guitarist, because they've just lost another one, haven't they? If you tell me that, I'll be absolutely gutted. But it does feel like the amount of time, money, and effort that you're putting in is now starting to overcome, or is now starting to outweigh, that's the word I'm looking for, the amount that you're getting back and the love of doing it. In the present position, we've got the Hierophant reversed. Now, the Hierophant is talking about this. In some decks, it's seen as a guide. In other decks, it's seen as kind of a teacher or as a dictator, like somebody dictating, telling you what to do. Now, interestingly, I think that this card is talking about this sort of religious element. Now, I don't mean in terms of church and that sort of element in terms of the religion, but it's almost like if you are a devotee of rock music, if you are a devotee, then you are a devotee. Like, you give your life to it. It's your calling. It's your passion. And again, with these two here, it feels that maybe that isn't the case anymore. Maybe that element of, you know, doing it for the love of it, doing it for the passion of it, maybe that has dwindled a little bit. So yeah, I do think that, and again, that's done that recently. You might be asking why I'm turning these up, because all the cards have been reversed, so I know that they're all actually reversed, but I need to be able to see them right way up to be able to actually see what the cards are. In the future, we've got the Five of Cups, right? A bit like you saw with these 5 talismans, 2 were one way up and 3 were full. This is kind of that element, but in reverse. So we've got 3 cards that have been, or 3 cups that have been knocked down, and 2 are still standing. So this card represents that it might feel like all is lost, that it's time to give up on your dream, on your passion, on your hobby, on the band, right? It might feel like, do you know what? Everything's going to shit. Everything's costing us a fortune. We're not making it. We're just going to give up. But this is saying, look, you've still got these 2 cups in the background. You've rescued this. There is still life here. There is still some hope here. There is still a future here if you want it. It's just about, for me, I think it's coming back to this element of your level of commitment and your level of passion. Now, if you're in a band because it's what you need to do and you love to play music or you love to sing or whatever, and that is what you really, really want to do, then I think that you really sort of need to really focus on it and really head down that path. It kind of feels like there's some it just keeps coming back to this whole element of disillusionment. Like, is it worth it? Is it worth it? And I think it is. I think you've just got to kind of remember that, you know, even with this bad times where this wine has been spilt and everything's a bit shitty, there is still positives here. So even if it's like, you know, you're a, what is it they're called, garage band, and you're performing at weddings and things and doing stuff that you really don't want to be doing, if that is getting your name out there, if that is getting you, you know, a bit of awareness and a bit of you know, a bit of money, enough money to kind of pay for that bill, or pay for that gig, at least it's doing what you're doing. Does that make sense? And I would say keep on at it. We've got the Queen of Pence, which is linking the 9 of Cups to the Hierophant. So again, there is definitely this financial draw. Now, I know how expensive hobbies can be. I mean, you know, I've got a stream deck. I constantly am updating the microphone, the camera, the editing equipment, and software I pay for, or the editing software I pay for the videos is a constant cost, a constant reason for renewal, a constant drain on the finances. And, you know, so there is always going to be that pull from a financial perspective. But the Queen of Pentacles here, it feels like this was, because it's linked in with the past, it feels like this was your passion. And again, that element of the earth and fire kind of being missing at the moment. If this was your passion, what has changed? What is the thing that makes it not a passion play for you anymore? Particularly around this money element coming in. We've also got, flip to that, we've got the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands is reversed and in its fiery element. I mean, the Wands is always a fire, but you can see here the fire now is lightning. And it's actually, I wonder whether lightning has hit this bird, because you don't quite know what it's hit. I think it's only hit a tree. I hope it's only hit a tree. But you've got this fire coming in. So it's talking about there being like on this level here where we've got this, I don't want to say religion, but it does say, like, my brain's going religion. So I don't know what, like, if you might be a Christian rock band, for God's sake. You know, that's a thing that exists. I don't know, but there's definitely something here around this devotee, this element of, do you do faith-based music? I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know. Anyway, whatever it is, it feels like it's linking this fire. So this, it's not a sword, so it's not arguments and challenges that you are affected by, but it's kind of, if I say it's playing on your last nerve, do you get what I mean by that? Like, whatever this is, it's starting to now, I think whatever this Hierophant link is, this is the sticking point, right? So if you are, hang on a second, my candle's burnt out and just, do I have anything to, yes, I do. Hang on. Sorry, everyone. Let me just cover that so that doesn't smoke everywhere. Gosh, woof, it's a lot of smoke. Oh, there's a lot of smoke. Alexa, computer, send an announcement.
What's the announcement?
Don't come in the back room. There's a lot of smoke from my candle.
Announcing.
There we go. Don't come in the back room. There's a lot of smoke from my candle. I just sent that message to Rufus in the lounge. So it does feel like this sticking point is now playing on your last nerve and is taking away the enjoyment and kind of making you not want to do this anymore. Do you know what I mean? Because the Wands is all about your confidence, how you see yourself, your self-esteem, and this fiery element of it, this lightning coming in, is linked to this. So I don't know whether there is I don't know whether it's almost like is it right? I'm okay, Wispy, thank you. What I'm being told, given whatever you want to say, right, is that it's like having religious parents who don't believe in rock music and think it's like the devil's music or whatever, and that every time you're practicing or every time you know, oh, we got to go band, I'm going to band, I'm gigging here, I'm gigging there, it's like they're, no, you can't do that, you know, oh, that you're playing that devil's music again, you know, it's that sort of vibe that I'm picking up on. And I don't know whether that's right. I don't know whether this is a garage band. I don't know whether any of this is hit home, but that is absolutely what it feels like. And that is now making you question being in the band in the first place. Like even if you were to go, okay, I'm going to play Genesis cover versions and Coldplay and all this crap, it feels very much like that wouldn't be enough. Do you know what I mean? The base of it, though, the absolute base, the root of everything is the Four of Swords. And this card is reversed, right? So this would be more of the standard image, but we've got the Four Swords floating, but look at this background. Look at this background. It's saying that there are massive, massive challenges at the moment with you and how you feel about the band, how you feel about things. So I don't think, when you say what is the future of the rock band, initially I was thinking you're asking for music contracts, albums, things like that. I think that whatever this Hierophant is, it's threatening the very existence of it at the moment. So whatever this is, it feels almost like you've got Father, whatever his name is from The Exorcist, coming round to your house every time you try and practice. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it feels very much like somebody doesn't agree with what you're doing, and that whatever this is, it's causing such a rift, because it's like your heart was in it. You didn't mind spending the money. You didn't mind doing all of that and putting all this effort in. But now we're at this point where it's like almost whatever happens, and the fours are about stability, and it feels like whatever you do, there's going to be disagreements and challenges and arguments and like what's it called, two stags when they're fighting and their antlers are clashing. It's like there's a lot of clashing going on, and that's what's coming in, and it's taken away this enjoyment, and meaning that at the moment, like, you really are starting to really give up on wanting to do it at all. But have faith, yeah, not this type of faith, because this Hierophant doesn't feel nice, but have faith, because even if things go badly, right, even if you decide you don't want to be in this band anymore, you've still got skills, right? Unless you're the bass player, haha, joking. But you've still got skill. Please don't tell me you're the bass player. But you've still got skills. You've got, musical training. You've got things. You can always start another band. You can always, join another band. There's always a future for musicians out there if you've got that passion to play, and that's what this is talking about. So even if things don't go well with this version of the band, why am I thinking Slipknot and like the fact that they've just lost another member? Because over the years their lineup has changed so much. Is there a lineup change? Do you need a lineup change? Do you need to go and join Slipknot as their new guitarist? I mean, the money's there. But yeah, it feels very much like this. You need to just remember there are positives here, even if it's all going a bit shit right now. Okay, there are still positives here, and yeah, that's what I'm going to say, and hopefully that helps. And that is your reading for today, Brian. There are positives, and just kind of try and move forward, remembering that there are these positives. So even if the band doesn't make it in this form, there are other forms. So I don't know if that makes sense, but whoever the Hierophant is, get rid, because that Hierophant energy is not good. That is not good energy. You don't need a bloody Hierophant in this deck, the Hierophant is very much like grrr, rather than I'm here to help and guide you, and this is what we should be doing. In this deck, the Hierophant is a bit of a dick, to be honest. But anyway, hopefully that answers your question, and thank you very much for asking, and thank you very much for donating via that there super chat. Right, let's have a look in the live chat. You're tired of the drama, it's pissing you off. Okay, I don't know what the drama is apart from the Hierophant. So if there's a priest or a vicar coming and like splashing holy water over your amp and things, could you imagine blessing your amp, blessing your guitar, like yay, chink 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 chinky. Could you imagine? Oh my lord. You're like on the keyboard or something, and you're just getting splash, splash, splash. Yep, Holly, you're up next, my darling. I've got you in now. Will Alonso ever commit to you? Okay, my darling. I think this is going to be the last reading tonight, everybody, because I've got Holly's reading in. So, Wispy. Oh, hang on, I'm still on that camera, aren't I? Because I changed cameras. Anyway, hopefully, Brian, that helps. There we go. Oh, it's dark in it without my candle on. Hang on, let me go click clickety click click. Right, will Alonso ever commit to you? Let's have a look. So then, Wispy. Oh, let's cleanse the energy. Let's get Wispy in. Come on, I pressed it. And let's do you a talisman reading as well. Okay, that fell through my fingers. So what is this one? What is it? It is air. Ooh, okay, are we going to read that? No, I'm not going to read that. If I start that, then You know what Wispy's like. He'll be chucking them around all the time. So we're looking for patterns. Ooh, nothing there. Right, Wispy, we want a pattern with the talismans, please. Right, okay, one is on its own and one is reversed. So we'll go with the reversal as the, ooh, it's the spirit talisman. Right, okay. Will Alonso commit to you? Possibly. This is more of a, the spirit card is literally more about spirituality and connections on a deeper level. So if there is something here between you that if you feel like you've got this deeper level connection, like this, what is it they call it, twin flame, soul connection, all of that, if you feel that, then it might be the case. Let's have a look and see what the cards say. So then, Wispy, will Alonso ever commit to Holly? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. By the way, mods, I've got a new mouse mat coming this week, so the mouse is going to be off the cloth. But also, I've ordered two because it's only a little thin one, and I'm going to wrap it around the base of this, so it shouldn't vibrate and it shouldn't cause as much noise as it has done. Had a good idea about that. So yeah, that's what I've ordered. It should be here tomorrow. So hopefully by Sunday, we'll have got rid of that clanging noise. Right then, Holly, will Alonso ever commit to you? So we're going to do all these as the inverted triangle. So the Four of Swords. Oh, so has there been some issues in the past in terms of some challenges, some obstacles, but they are kind of behind you now because this is in the past, and because the Four is about stability, it kind of feels like that is now very much you've moved on from. We've also got the Knight of Wands coming up in the present and the Hanged Man in the future. Now, this is actually a positive card, so don't worry too much about that. The connective tissues between them, we've got the Ten of Pence and the Knight of Swords. Interesting, we've got two knights connecting, and the base of it is the Five of Cups. Of course it is. Right then, so hang on, which was it was the Hanged Man, wasn't it? Is the major. Right then, so the Four of Swords. In the past, it feels like there was some issues, some challenges. I don't know whether this was, my brain immediately says infidelity or cheating, but I don't think it went that far. It might have been there was some flirting, or there was something that happened a long while back, because it feels like it was overcome and it feels like lessons were learnt. Does that make sense? And so and what I'm by saying that, I'm not saying that either of you cheated or were tempted to cheat. I'm just saying literally that there were some issues in the beginning, maybe a while ago. Now, that doesn't mean if neither of you cheated or if neither of you were tempted, that to go and accuse Alonso now, or for Alonso to accuse you. It's just saying that it could be something along those lines. So it could be there were some issues around something else a way back that kind of wasn't massively important, but was important enough, if that makes sense. The Knight of Wands coming in the present position. Wands is all about security. Now, knights are positive cards in a way, because what the knights are, hang on, there we go. What the knights are basically saying that they're the teenagers, if you like. They are the teenagers of the of the deck. It's that rebellious teenage energy going on, and so sometimes knights rush in before anybody gets a chance to stop them, and sometimes you'd say to a knight, if you do that, it's going to mess up horrendously, right? And the knights go, yeah, well, I'm doing it anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's like they've got that attitude. They don't care where the cards fall afterwards. They're just going to do what they want to do anyway. So I don't know whether that is reflected in Alonso, or whether that is, whether things you and him got into a relationship really deep, really fast, because that again is that same knight energy. It's that kind of jumping in with both feet. Literally, It's like, we ride at dawn, on the horseback. But yeah, it feels very much like because it's about confidence and security, it feels very much like you're okay, kind of okay where you both are now. But it does feel like it was a very fast, like this was a full gallop relationship. Do you know what I mean? And the only thing with that is that sometimes when you go at a full gallop, you don't spend a lot of time learning about each other's foibles, about each other's weaknesses, about each other's whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's like sometimes let's skip to the good part, but you've got to go through those issues to get there. In the hangman, in the future position, so this is what the hangman looks like upright. Bizarrely, it actually looks reversed when it's the right way up. This is the little animation that we've got for the hangman. It's pretty similar to the deck, actually. But what the card represents for me is Odin hanging on the tree of life, waiting for the knowledge of the runes. Now, I used to say it was 40 days. I've been told it's 9. I don't know much about runic history, but this is a card of sacrifice, okay? This way up, it's a sacrifice that somebody doesn't want to make. So I don't know whether this is Alonso doesn't want to commit yet, or whether this sacrifice is talking about the two of you kind of waiting a little longer, waiting and learning a little longer, learning, feeling each other out, working out if you are both wanting to have that long-term commitment and that long-term future. Because it kind of feels at the moment like the sacrifice element of it isn't quite there, because you do have to give things up when you're committed to someone. I've been with my other half for 8 years, and I don't look at anybody else. I kind of, if there's somebody amazingly cute that walks past, or somebody amazingly, like some really super handsome bloke, I'll go, oh yeah, he's handsome, but I don't look at him and go, "Fah," because I've got my husband, and so I look at him and go, "Fah," you know what I mean? And it's just like you'll look and acknowledge, but you won't look and go, in the same way. And that is a sacrifice, that is a change. And it could be that this is what's stopping Alonso, because it's like it's that feeling of kind of being tied down, but not in a good way, but kind of being but even in an even better way, but kind of being tied down to that one person in where you've got to be faithful. But that does come with it a whole sense of peace and security and love and all of those positive things. So it's a sacrifice, but it's a positive one, which is what the hangman represents. But this reversal means that I don't think that maybe Alonso's there yet. Not yet, but we'll see. So excuse me, the smoke from earlier was really affecting my lungs. The Four of Swords in the past, so whatever this disagreement, argument, or kind of cheating in the past, I don't know whether this is I don't know whether this is you cheating or being cheated on. I don't know if that means by Alonso, but it almost feels like being cheated on. And there are some... Okay, Wispy, hang on. Wispy, give it to me again. Give it to me again. Where's the insecurities? Because we've got this Knight of Wands here. Is it... Hang on, what have we got? Oh, it could be 3 of Cups, 5 of Cups. Right, okay. It's kind of... Oh, and the Knight of Swords. Right, okay. Thank you, Wispy. So we go from the 4 of Swords to the 10 of Pentacles. So the 10s for me are overflowing energy, okay? The 9 is when it's full, the 10 is when it's overflowing. Literally, this energy is so big it's having to be depicted around the whole bloody planet. So I think there is a lot of movement and a lot of energy invested, a lot of effort invested into the relationship already. It also feels like there is just a lot going on behind the scenes in terms of, like, is there a financial element between the two of you, or is this just talking about the amount of work and effort you're both putting into this relationship? Because you don't necessarily need a commitment if you're both working on the relationship together. Do you know what I mean? You don't need a ring if the two of you are actively in the relationship. And this feels like there's very much an active work in progress. But we do link that with the Knight of Swords. So I do think, even though this is in the past, this stability element with the 4 is coming in with this Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords here. You've got two knights. One is the confidence one that's upright, so that's a positive knight. This is reversed, so it's talking very much about this negative element, this negative sort of vibe that is still hanging on. And I think that's why, if you cheated on each other, or if one of you cheated within the relationship, then that's still a holdover. If you'd had your heart broken in the past and were cheated on in the past, then that's still trauma that hasn't been dealt with by one of you, and that is coming up here as well. So this layer is like the subconscious. So there's a lot of work and effort going on to make positive changes, to work on the relationship, but it's almost like there's this sticking block of this underlying kind of underlying resentment or underlying mistrust, and that is what's bringing in this not being ready to commit. So I do think, like, I don't know whether you were in a relationship in the past or Alonso was. It might be that Alonso was either married or in a relationship before, and that ended, and that's leaving him with this security or insecurity, sorry, that is stopping him being able to fully commit with this sacrifice card. And it's all linking back to this 3 of Cups reversed. So the 3 of Cups this way up is talking about family. It's talking about, sorry, it's not the 3 of Cups, it's the 5 of Cups. So, oh God, no, absolutely is. Right, yeah, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. So yeah, absolutely. This somebody's cheated, somebody's been dumped on, somebody's had a relationship that absolutely ended, destroyed them, and they're now not seeing what they've got. So it's either you were destroyed and you're not putting that trust into Alonso, or Alonso had a relationship go incredibly badly, and they're now not recognizing that although there's these 3 cups that are heartbreak cups, like everything's been destroyed and emptied, there are still 2 here positive. So you've still got this positive vibe to move forward with. But this is reversed, so it's literally saying this trauma in the past, no matter how much work you put into it, has caused this root. And this root, this base of all of this question, is this fact that I don't think Alonso can see that you are not either in the same place you were when one of you cheated, or you are not the same person that cheated from a previous relationship, if that makes sense. It's almost like there was a divorce, or there was a really messy situation that ended a relationship, and now it means that he's not trusting moving forward. He does to a certain extent, but not fully, to be able to get over the night energy and to be able to get over this challenge. So it does feel like, to be honest, it feels like wherever you two are now, that commitment will come. It's just going to take time, and to rebuild whatever this trust is. If it's something that the 2 of you went through together, then I think that you've got to put the effort in between you to be able to move forward. So that might mean couples counseling or something else. If it's one from a trauma that Alonso had, then this route here needs working through before he'll properly commit, because he needs to realize that not everybody is going to do what happened in the past, if that makes sense. I don't know if any of that makes sense. Hopefully it does. But thank you ever so much for your question. Mods, I've just seen the time as well. Sorry, I've gone slightly over, but you know me, I always do. Not intentionally, but thank you ever so much. Right, let me have a look quickly in the live chat. I hope that makes sense, Holly. I really do. It does feel, oh, hang on, God, there's loads. The 5 of Cups looks like the woman from Helena. I don't know who that is. His relationship destroyed him before you. Yes, you've always been faithful to him, so he doesn't trust me because of his ex. Yes, it's not that he doesn't trust you. He was married and so were you. Oh, okay. It's his trauma. Yes, it's a work in progress. Yes, he has trust issues. We both have been cheated on by other people. Okay. Oh, I've just realized sorry, I meant to say that when I'm doing the reading, I don't have the live chat up. You did fall deeply in fast. That's that night energy coming in. They literally, it's like galloping full speed ahead. Listen, my darling, what I would say, we both have people in the past that cheated on us. What I would say, my darling, is that, hang on, there we go. What I would say, my darling, is listen, go gently and maybe talk to one another about it. Even bring up this reading and just say, you can always show him the video if you're comfortable with that, and if he would be okay with that. If not, you could always just say that you were watching something on a live tarot reader, and that you just thought you'd ask for a general reading, and that question came up and this is what it said. I think that trauma of him being cheated on, and to a large extent you being cheated on separately, I think that's something that you do need to address, because it could just be that he's still a bit heartbroken and not able to trust yet. That may take a little while to come good. It does feel, though, I do honestly feel that, like, the fact that the spirit talisman came up really is telling me that I think it's like the two of you on some level are kind of meant to be right now. Now, I don't believe in the one, because at various times in my life, I thought I found the one, and it was the one for that period of my life. Now, what I will say is that the one I am with now, Rufus, I've been with for 8 years. I don't intend ever being with anybody else for as long as I live. And if that phase of my life lasts for the next 40 years until I snuff it, I'll be very happy. I do think there is a need for some counseling, but that spirit element coming in, I do think the two of you are very, very well suited right now. And I think you just need to persevere with that, my darling. Maybe talk to him openly and say, I know that you were hurt in the past, but you can trust me and you will trust me. And as we move forward together, we'll build that trust together as a couple. But yeah, I do feel that there may well be commitment further down the line, but also kind of take that pressure off a little bit and just say, I know you're not ready to commit right now. I know you don't want to get engaged or married right now, but I'm with you. I don't want to be with anyone else. Hopefully you're with me and you don't want to be with anyone else. So let's just roll with that, have faith in that. And if in 6 years' time you decide, oh, come on, let's put a ring on it again, then why not? But I do kind of get the feeling that eventually there will be some sort of commitment in place, whether that's marriage or whether that's moving in together or joint bank accounts or getting a bloody Pomeranian together. Whatever it is, it does feel like it's coming. And with that, my darling, I'm going to say thank you ever so much. Thank you very much for your question. All my best. Take care. Love and hugs and kisses and all of that positive vibe energy. And the same to everybody else who has watched this today. If you're part of that lovely replay crew, hang on, trying to do the heart across the microphone. There you go. If you're part of that replay crew, much love to you. Much love to you if you are one of our subscribers. If you haven't yet, make sure you ding your bell. I know, right? Make sure you dong your bell so that YouTube notifies you each and every time I upload a video or go live. There is a video coming up on Thursday. It's going to be a fun video. It is the Cosmic See You Next Tuesday Tarot, the Cosmic Charisma, Uniqueness, Nerve and Talent Tarot, the Cosmic C-Word Tarot. You know what I'm saying. That is coming up on Thursday. It's a fun deck. And yeah, thank you very much for all of you being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for the members over here at buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. And of course, thank you ever so much to the mods who, without the mods on this channel, I cannot do any of this. So thank you very much to my amazing group of mods. And with that, I'm off and I will see you all again on Sunday. And as we always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.